Hey guys, ready for ornament number 3? We've got a super easy one for you today. We're making a candy cane. It's going to use some 95 cord. You only need about 10 feet of cord on this one. I've got 5 to 6 feet of both white and red, but the length isn't super important because we can make this candy cane however long we want. It's not like a bracelet where it has to be a particular length. And then we'll also use some more of that 16 gauge craft wire. Let's dive in. All right, I'm going to cut off about 6 inches of that craft wire. And then we'll set that aside as we begin our weave. We're going to be using a type of sinnet. Essentially, it's the box knot, except we're doing it in a spiral. So begin by laying those out at 90-degree angles to each other. I've got my red cord on bottom, so I'm going to take one of those sides and bring it around clockwise over the top of that white cord. And then I'll take that white cord and bring it around over the next 2 cords. So it's going to be pointing up. Then I'll take that red cord, do the same thing, bring it over the next 2 white. Then that white cord is going to go over the next 2 reds. These 2, and then it's going to go underneath the last one. So now this is all symmetrical with our interlocking loops, and we can pull all 4 cords to make that tight. In the end, it should look like this. So we're going to make one more of those knots before adding our craft wire into the mix. I like to keep all my cords at right angles to each other. It's just easier to keep track of what's going on. So we'll start with that red cord again and bring it over the white. White over the next 2 reds. Red over the next 2 whites. And then white cord over the next 2 reds and down through that loop to complete it. We'll tighten that down again. And that should look just like our first knot on top. It's important that you get all 4 cords pulled nice and tight before moving on to the next knot. So now that we kind of have our end capped off, on the back side it looks like this. We're going to put our craft wire down through the middle. If it doesn't stay there, you can make a couple more knots first. And we're just going to build up those knots around that craft wire. We are just about done here. If you are running out of cord and you still have wire sticking out, you can clip that shorter. But I've got just about the right amount to finish this up. I want to get past the wire and add maybe 3 or 4 knots after that just to keep things in place. So we'll quick finish that up. There we go, we've covered up the end. You can go beyond this if you want because we don't necessarily need the bottom to be bendable. But I'm going to use this end as the top portion so that we can have our melted points at the bottom. So we'll clip those ends first and then bend it into shape. All right, now we'll bend it into our candy cane shape. And there we go. As you might have noticed, we've got this tree here that we've been adding our ornaments to as we go. So we'll add on our candy cane. We've also got our wreath and our snowman. If you have more ideas for these Christmas ornament projects, definitely let us know in the comments to this video. We'll put a link in the description to where you can find the 95 cord and the craft wire that we used today. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. As you might have noticed, we've got this little tree here that we've been adding our ornaments to. So we'll add our candy cane. Oh,